Hello everyone, and once again welcome back to another video. Considering the overall topic of my YouTube channel, which mostly concerns anything relating to forex, investments, personal finance, but also the ability to plan for a better and more stable future financial life, I thought it would be of high priority and utmost importance introducing one of the most crucial topics of investing, and that would be the concept of compound interest. As you can see from the screen, Albert Einstein regarded this as the eighth wonder of the world, by stating that he or she who understands it earns it, but who doesn't pays it. Let that quote sink in and think about the fact that if a man of that caliber, who obviously became so notorious for discoveries in totally unrelated topics, ended up also touching on the concept of money and personal finance, then there has to be some truth to it and we should be listening. So what is this? So concept of compound interest relates to the interest that you earn on the interest that you've already earned. But let's take this one step further. The website Investopedia explains this topic as the interest calculated on the initial principal, in other words, what you begin with, what you start with initially, which also includes all of the accumulated interest of previous periods of a deposit or loan. Then following on, compound interest can be thought of as interest on interest, and will make some grow at a faster rate than simple interest, which is calculated only on the principal amount. Again, the principal amount is what you begin with, and the simple interest is pretty much the opposite of compound interest. With simple interest, let's say you have a principal of £1,000, and that yields a 5% per year. That means at the beginning of the year you will have £1,000, at the end of the year you will have £1,000 plus 50, so £1,050. Year 2. With simple interest, you will only get another £50 because the £50 you made in the first year will not compound. In other words, will not contribute to make that sum grow exponentially rather than on a linear basis. But in order to take this one step further again, let's take a look at a simple compound interest calculator. There's plenty of websites out there that cover this topic very easily. And yeah, please take your time, play with the numbers, and it will blow your mind. So let's say, for argument's sake, that someone would like to start with a £1,000 investment. And I'm aware that one of the most discussed topics within my YouTube channel is Forex. So let's take this and sort of treat it as a real life scenario. So with realistic expectations and things that we can actually achieve with a few years of studying and dedication and commitment. So let's say, for argument's sake, £1,000. For this, for some of you, this sum may seem high. Some of you may seem low. Some of you may have £100, and some of you may have £10,000. It doesn't matter. As you can see here, what really matters is the fact that you keep compounding, keep contributing to the pot of money. Also, the time that you allow it to grow. Time is definitely key when it comes to compound interest. So let's say that you're a good forex trader, you've broken through consistency, and your profits are consistent over time. Obviously here we're going to take an average for argument's sake again. So let's say that on a monthly basis, you've studied hard for the past 3-4 years and you've managed to make about a 5% on average monthly returns. Calculation period, another 5 years. Compounding interval, obviously on a monthly basis. In fact, at the end of the month, you will assess how much have I grown my account by, and then you will scale up your positions accordingly so that the principal gets invested as well as the interest. So regular monthly deposit, let's say then that you have a side business, or you work part-time or full-time, or whether you're still a student, let's say that you have some savings laying around, and you would be able to contribute or deposit another £100 per month into this trading account for the sake of arguing. Let's say that after 5 years, this will turn into, yes, that's right, £55,000. And that's only to start with £1,000, which most of us could realistically achieve in 2020 with a bit of effort and a bit of dedication. If the meanings and the commitment is hard enough and is meaningful enough, we will be able to then achieve this with a bit of studying and a few years of commitments. And that is just if you take it hard enough and you want to make it a full-time job as well as the source of your living and income stream. Obviously, you're going to take it for the long run and you're going to be here for life, basically. Compound interval, monthly, £100. Now, let's say that you're enjoying this process. your business is doing really well and you've been profitable for the past 5 years, and you've been contributing almost religiously that £100 per month, and you start to sort of understand the nature of this process and the concept of compound interest calculator, to the point where you would like to continue for a further 5 years without changing either the interest rate that you make on a monthly basis nor the regular monthly deposit. So let's say that you take this for another 5 years, bringing the overall calculation period to a total of 10 years. Let's see what this actually turns into, and that becomes very interesting when you realize that that's the figure you're looking at. You haven't done anything. Do you remember the 55,000? So we've got proof this is it. On the 5th year, you would have made this, and we knew that from a few minutes ago already. But if you keep doing it, and remember, you haven't changed anything, you're just doing it for 5 more years. And in the grand scheme of things, what's 5 years? You know, if you start at 25, you'll be 30 by the time of this, but you will be essentially a millionaire. And, you know, you can play with this all day long. It's almost addictive. With another 5 years, 20 million. You know, obviously that's not going to be realistic for most of us, because there comes a point where you will have to withdraw some of this capital in order to live off of it. But let's say that you're in your early 20s, you don't have a lot of responsibilities, you don't have a mortgage, you don't have huge bills to pay, you can afford to actually live a less, lavish lifestyle, and contribute religiously to your trading account or whatever. You know, I say trading because of the fact that that's the topic I talk about in this video, but there is nothing stopping you from applying this concept here to anything that interests you, whether this be real estate or stocks, or, you know, whether you're a hairdresser, anything like that. It literally applies to any sort of nature. So I hope you've taken a lot of value from this. This is something that once you realize is there, you will then find the way to make it play out for your own benefit. And all it takes is remembering that you have to be in here for the long run, and you have to commit to a plan. And in this process, I've also assumed loads of things. For example, would you say that your abilities and your mastery within a certain, let's talk about Forex once again, would you be a better or worse Forex trader after 10 or 15 years of experience? Probably you would improve. Probably your experiences and your skill set would have reached a higher level. So let's say that actually becomes a 10% monthly rate, which wouldn't be unusual for certain tactics. Obviously, you're looking at ridiculous numbers, but that's the power of mathematics, and numbers don't lie. So I hope you've taken a lot of value from this. Hope this has given you a broad or new perspective into what the power of compound interest can really do to your account by starting very small. So thank you very much for watching, and until the next one, thank you.